Hey, thank you for stopping by. So, I have a finance blog. I actually have 5 blogs. I have my main business blog, which is called Mitch's blog. But I have 5 blogs, and one of them is called Top Finance Blog. I bought it, I think, near the end of 2008, and I've been running it ever since. I write articles mainly there on personal finance. And for some years, I used to accept guest posts on it. And then it just got to be too much. I was doing way too much editing. So I decided, okay, stopping that. Instead, what I will allow is I allow advertising as long as whatever the article is related to finance. And if I don't have to do much editing, I will accept sponsored posts. I get paid for that. I have an advertising policy, a link right on the page, as well as another link right on the page that says that I no longer accept guest posts. So what do I get every day? Every day. Every day. I get at least 1 email. Sometimes I get 4 or 5. Do you accept guest posts? I have a wonderful idea for a guest post. Do you accept advertising? Can we write a sponsored post for your blog? And I'm thinking, it's right there. There's a link. It says it. One of them it specifically says advertising policy. The other one says the end of guest post. It's right there. And I do one of 2 things. If my name is not in the email, I delete it. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. If it's a guest post request and my name's not in it, I delete it. If it's a request for advertising, I will respond with this is the advertising policy and put the link in it. Off it goes. If my name is in it, then at least I will be a little more courteous and say, oh, I'm sorry, you must have missed the link that is on the main page that talks about advertising. And then I share the link with them and I send it back off. So, I'm a little nicer there. Because on that same page, I have, the contact information. And the contact information says, my name is Mitch. Please send it to Mitch at, and I give the email address. So it's right there. And I thought about this long and hard. And at first I was blaming the people who are sending these things out because I know that there are these websites and businesses that basically hire someone to come and do this job. And these folks aren't given any real training and they just send out whatever they've been told to send. And they mass send it to a whole bunch of different folks. And when you think about it, it's not really them, it's leadership. It's a leadership issue. It's a training issue. Anytime it's a training issue, it's a leadership issue. And I thought about that because I remember when I was a director and I worked hard as far as finding ways to train employees. I mean, I did a lot of training on my own, but then I would have experts come in. I mean, I used to have people come in from Medicare and Medicaid, all the different insurance companies. I had them come in to help train the staff because I wanted my staff to be really, really good. Now, one of those other things I did was I created procedure manuals. And when we would have our meetings, I would say, I just wrote a procedure on blank and it's now in the manual, or I just updated it. So we had procedure manuals, and not just me. I mean, I made copies, at least, for one of the hospitals. I didn't do it for all hospitals, but the one hospital I had 5 people in the billing department, so it was easy to do. It didn't waste a lot of time. Yet, I would still have people sometimes come to me and ask me a question, and I would say, isn't that in the procedure manual? Oh yeah, I forgot we had that. We talk about it once a month. We have the procedure manual with us once a month. And I would reinforce that because my thought along that line was, well, I'm not supposed to just be the answer God, That's not my job. I mean, if I have given you all the information and then I give you a source that you can look at for that information, then you should check the source first. I had no problems with someone asked me a question that wasn't in the manual. I knew it was in the manual. I wrote all this stuff. So I had no problem with that. And then we would modify the manual and we would fix things. But if it was just a common procedure and it was right there in the manual, Why didn't they look? And in my opinion, I was doing good leadership by saying, look at the manual that I took time to create and that I took time to go over with you in these meetings. And I really think it gets down to what leadership's role is supposed to be. I think first, leadership's role is training, and then second, leadership's role is giving people the tools that they need to succeed. And one of the tools that they need to succeed sometimes is an operating manual or a procedure manual, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, when I'm getting these letters, I sometimes feel like I'm kind of taking it out on them, but my thought is, you know, you're wasting my time because I'd love to have advertising. I'd love to get paid, but it's not my job to do your job to work that hard for it. I just don't need it that bad. But maybe I'm seeing this wrong. So I'm asking you guys, you know, from a leadership perspective, do you think that it doesn't matter if people are asking you the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and you've, one, either given them the tools, or two, you've given them the training so they should know those answers? Or have you even thought about that? Have you thought about, geez, am I training my people well enough? Or, goodness, have I even created procedure manuals for most of the stuff so they can leave me alone? I just asked the questions. So, let me know your thoughts. And, by the way, if you find this video valuable, please share it. Please give me a little thumbs up or say something. You know, just let me know that you're out there. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. You take care.